Hi everybody, this is Conversations in the Clinic. I'm Dr. Kelly. Today we're talking about mastering sleep. We all know how important sleep is. We know what it feels like to wake up from a great night of sleep and from a terrible night of sleep. And the logical side of our brain says, go to sleep. It's 10 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, we gotta wake up at 5 or 6, go to sleep. But the motivated side of our brain says, yeah, but did you see that funny TikTok video yet? What happens if something really important happened in the world and we don't know about it when we woke up? We should stay up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning scrolling through our phones. Two different parts of your brain, totally evolutionarily normal. We have these parts of our brain that have helped us survive for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We cannot try to fight them. We will lose the fight every single time. What we can try to do is channel them. So, this logical side of our brain, we have to show it a destination. We have to show it we can be successful because we've been successful in the past. Maybe it hasn't been as successful as we want to be, but we have woken up. I promise, every single one of us has had a night and a morning where you wake up and you're like, ooh, I feel good. I don't know how long ago it was for any of us, but it's happened. We know that it's happened. For me, it's like when I wake up on a vacation, I don't have anything to do that day. I go to bed that night knowing like I don't have anything to do the next morning. That's the best sleep I ever get. And I'm like self-identifying this as I go through this with our listeners. And I notice if I can carry that into my daily life, obviously I'm not on vacation every day, but if I can carry that into my daily life and plan like, okay, these are the 3 things I have to get done tomorrow, and these are the times and the places and the energy I'm going to need to do them, I wake up like ready to tackle them. And I slept good the night before knowing like, okay, the day is organized and planned and I can do it. That's the destination. The destination is the feeling of what the thing you want to achieve. And we'll talk about this with stress and with moving and with eating. But for now, we're going to focus on sleeping. So you have to figure out like what is your destination. Maybe it's you wake up feeling awesome and it's that like 5 seconds of like it's going to be a good day. Maybe it's during the day where you're like, oh my gosh, I slept good last night. Like I got natural sunlight throughout the day, or I want to go outside and I want to move because my body feels good, or I'm more level-headed with my kids or my husband or my work colleagues. That's the destination. The destination is the feeling. Because that's the part of our brain, the logical side of our brain doesn't really care about our feelings until we get one. We get like a little breadcrumb that keeps us moving in the direction that we're supposed to be moving, right? So you need to decide what your destination is. Then we need to start to leave some breadcrumbs, right? You see it in movies all the time, right? Of like a team is about to lose the championship and then one player makes one little play. And like the music swells and you start to see the team starts to rise and they got a glimmer of hope. So now they go on and they push and they win the game, right? Think any sports movie or, I don't know, war movie where someone has to overcome and it looks like it's impossible, but then they get one little victory and then they keep moving on with it. That's what we have to do with the tiny little habits that we have in our lives. So the breadcrumbs. Right? I've noticed these for me. You'll notice them for what works for you. If I turn my screens off or I stop looking at them like 1 or 2 hours before I go to bed, I notice that I'll sleep better the longer it's been since my last time on a screen and when I put my head on my pillow. If I can stretch that to like 5 hours, I sleep great. It's rare that I can do that, but if I can, I sleep good every single time. What are you eating? And when are you eating? Right before bed. Right? Like your body evolved to like do those 2 things separately. Like eating is a really active activity, right? And if we go back to evolution, like eating means we just found this thing or we just killed this thing. So like we got to eat it now. Not to mention like being horizontal and what that does to your esophagus and your stomach, and you're just fighting gravity, so it's uncomfortable and folks get reflux and all those kinds of things. So when and what are you eating before you put your head on your pillow? Then, how'd you move that day? right? On days there, oh my gosh, my daughter's birthday last year, I took 24,000 steps that day for the day of her birthday party. We had it at our house. We had 100 people there, but we had it at our house. 24,000 steps. Now, granted, there was a lot of mental stimulation that happened that day too. I slept like a rock that night. How much have you moved throughout the day? And what is that doing to the quality of your sleep? And then, like, what's your stress level like? A lot of people I know watch the news until the moment their eyes hit the pillow. And, like, I don't know about you, but the news isn't relaxing for me. Right? There's a lot of stuff that goes on that, like, I'm blissfully ignorant, not knowing about until the next day. So pay attention to that stuff. See what the breadcrumbs are that you leave that you're like, oh, when I did that thing, I got the result that I wanted. And then reverse engineer and figure out a way that you can do more of that thing in the tiniest amounts. We'll talk about this in another podcast, but you have to do it in like stupid small amounts. So small, it feels so insignificant. But then if you imagine, if I did this insignificant thing every day for the next year, what would my life look like? And all of a sudden, it's real. And it's really significant. So this matters. There has been study after study after study about the quality of our sleep, what it does to our short-term health and our long-term health. You can survive a night or two of crappy sleep, but chronically crappy sleep, no one's going to be able to out-medicate. No one's going to be able to out-rehabilitate. No one's going to be able to fix that. And I'll tell you a very quick story. I had a guy in here maybe 3 years ago. He was a lawyer. He was going on a trip to India with his wife, and his knee hurt. And after talking to him for, 10 or 15 minutes, it became pretty apparent that, like, he'd been eating Hot Pockets and sitting at a desk for 40 years. And he checked every single box: heart disease, stroke, family history, cancer, right? Every single box on the medical intake. And I just looked at him and I said, listen, I can't help your knee pain. Look at how you've lived for the last 40 years. Enjoy your trip to India as best you can. And then when you're ready to actually make your life better, come back and see me. But I'm not signing up to help your knee. We have 40 years of awful habits and lifestyle that have manifested themselves in your knee now hurts. You're lucky that's all it is. Right? And like, he slept like garbage because he was working 80-hour weeks, 100-hour weeks. So no one's going to out-rehab that. No one's going to out-program that. We need to do it. And think about it from an evolutionary standpoint. It makes no sense that we sleep. We can't reproduce. We can't hunt. We can't run or hide from stuff. We are so vulnerable when we sleep. Go back to your caveman ancestors. And think about, like, anything could wander into the cave and kill you that night. But we all got to sleep. So somebody stay up and stay guard. And you'll sleep tomorrow. Right? Like, think about that. It makes no sense. So, of course, like, there's got to be a good reason that we have to do it. And not just, like, for an hour or two. We spend a third of our lives asleep. We need it. It's tremendously, tremendously important, right? But, and here's the thing, I'm speaking right now to the logical side of your brain. You know this already. You know it. We have to tap in and give it breadcrumbs to actually do the thing that we know is better for us. So, here's the challenge for the week, is you have to define your destination. Is it how you feel right away the next morning? Is it how you interact with your friends and your colleagues and your coworkers and your kids the next day? What is it? Identify it. That's the first step. Second step, try a breadcrumb. Figure out a thing that worked and then just do it. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do it 7 nights this week. Do it 4. And see how you feel. Right? And then let me know about it. drcoachkelly@gmail.com. I'm happy to hear from all of you guys about what's working and what's not. It helps me learn. It helps me give strategies to other patients in here. So tell me. Right? It also helps hold you guys accountable. So, a reminder, I'm always here as a resource for you guys. When you're ready to commit to your health, I am here. Send me an email, drcoachkelly@gmail.com. I actually just started like a 6-week stress and movement and sleep and eating real food challenge. It is now November 24th. That ends on December 22nd. So you still got time to sign up for it if you want to. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending your energy, your time, your attention, your effort with me today and all the days that you do that. I appreciate you. keep moving and keep getting better every